And I also can't see. Oh, there we go, chat. Let me just move some stuff around. Okay, thank you for joining me today on for this penultimate virtual conference. I'd like to say a big thanks to Brad for organizing all this. He's an awesome boss. It was like one of the most knowledgeable people for adaptive PE in the world, and also so supportive and encouragement to like his teachers and his teams. So huge thank you, and anyone who wants to come and join us, highly recommend it. No, so today my presentation's on Just Adapt It. So Nike have been telling us for decades, just do it right, and it's one of the most like powerful um, marketing campaigns ever. It's really like simplistic, motivating, but for our kids, we can't just tell them just do it. It's not possible. So the way I see it is our job as adaptive PE teachers and coaches to just adapt it right, so that our kids can just do it. So that's how I see our job and our profession and the importance of the work we do. So it started as a t-shirt design. I was like on Twitter and I think I saw like a different play on that, just adapt it. It was like just strap it or something. And it was for like athletic trainers, and the Nike badge had like some bandages on it. So I was just like, I want to whack a leaf blower. So the girl in the black hoodie there, that was the first design. It's a leaf blower and a switch, just adapt it. And then the other one's a newer one with the adapt over, the do, and then the Nike symbol. It's just been turned upside down. It's used as a bowling ramp. So it's just kind of the ethos of just adapt it is kind of like just be creative, like think outside the box and find like new ways to like think about stuff. And then it was also a Padlet, which is a piece of software. It's like a digital notice board, and I'd just post up ideas, tweets, YouTube videos up on there, and try to get other people to add their ideas, and it's all organized. So it was kind of like a merge between this t-shirt idea and like this Padlet that we would create, justadaptit.com. So I'll just show you the website quickly. So this is it. There's a blog with like DIY. There's news about upcoming professional developments. There's the podcast. We've got a team of people who add different stuff, articles and stuff. We post like the videos. There's a whole GIF library. And I'm working on a curriculum that's still kind of bare bones at the minute, but I'm looking to like build up those resources. There's a store where you can buy adapted equipment, and then there's some like downloadable resources as well. So I'll go back to this one. So yeah, as I said before, we've got really lucky to have Chris Aarons. We're hosting his web podcast, the Talking Adaptive PE podcast. I've been on it, Brad's been on it. It's really good. Chris is a really good host, and there's about 15 episodes up there now. So if you're looking at something to listen to while you write IEP goals or like you're on your drive, I'd really recommend Chris's podcast. The GIF library, I'll go and show you that quickly. So there's hundreds of GIFs on here, and you can kind of like filter out by like hashtag by category. But I wanted to share these ones. These were videos made by David Stebbins, and I just think they're really great visuals to use. And I use them a lot in like volleyball, especially. So you can just have this up while you're teaching the students how to have butterfly grip, hold the hands, and how to do serves. And I just think it's a really good resource for that. Yeah, so that's the GIF library that's on the website. So to kind of capture the essence of what the website is, I've put together a bunch of the videos and like resources and try to like organize them in different categories just to kind of capture what Just Adapt It is. So The first category is using pool noodles. So it's something that I would say every single PE teacher probably should have some pool noodles in their closet somewhere, or you can buy them for $1. So here is an adaptation. So we've got students who are in a gait trainer, and obviously they need to be holding on to their trainer with their hands, so they can't be tagging people, or they have to stop, and it makes it a lot harder. With this adaptation, the student has her hands free, so she can do what she needs to do, but she can still tag people. Yeah, so really simple. Just I cut out some hands from a yoga mat, painted the nails, wrote some words on it, and just put a little slit in the pool noodle and tape them on. And just a really simple adaptation. And what I really liked about this one and the power of social media. I shared it on Twitter, and then you start seeing other people, oh yeah, that's a great idea, I'm going to do it, and then other people would post it. So this is Kirsten Penrod. She did it as well with one of her students, which is really like a rewarding to see like one of your ideas used with kids all over the country. So that was really nice. uh another Another use for pool noodle is one I did recently for a jump rope activity. So in this one, the teacher or a peer can turn the jump rope at any speed. They can really slow it down, and the student can work on their timing, jumping, uh, and all that stuff. So I'll play. Yeah, so really simple. There's some pool noodle connectors I found in one of my elementary schools equipment closet. It's like Pandora's box. I'm always rummaging around, like finding really cool stuff. So yeah, that was really simple. Pool noodles and connectors, a bit of tape, two cones. Another use for the pool noodle, and I've used some now nets and nuts in this one as well. So just adapt it. We're kind of like trying to add lesson plans and stuff. So this is a really simple lesson plan I did with enhanced autism class. So it's working on over, under, and through. So we're working on like vocabulary words as well. So um, yeah, Brad, what's that website we use where we lesson picks? Yeah, that's it. Lesson picks. I've used the lesson picks to make a visual, so the students have been working on those core words as well. And if anyone's got any questions, anytime you put it in the chat, turn your mic on. I'm happy to answer any questions, or we can wait till the end too. Yeah. So all these videos are really quick, so I'm just gonna blast through them, try and give it explainers. If anyone has any questions, like I said, it does that every time. I practiced before, and okay. So another use for a pool noodle and a bit of PVC and a bit of rope is a giant abacus. So this is really great. I did a few years ago for students who want to work on their reach crossing the midline, and also you can work on scorekeeping and like cross-curricular math concepts too. This thing drives me wild. Okay, next one is yoga mats. So using yoga mats, this is another thing that most of us have in our equipment closets. And here's some easy, quick modifications we can do with them. So this one I did a few years ago. Just jump in, just outlining footprints, some core words in there, and directional arrows, just to kind of help students with that jump in visual guide. And then on the other side, I used to have a student whose goal was jump in and increasing their jump distance. So we could have a start position and then jump out, and you could actually draw on their PBs so they can try and be and stuff. So there's a lot of options for that there, especially with like locomotor movements. Here's another one, gymnastics roll. I think I called it like a, I can't remember, but I think I want to call it a sushi roll technique is what I want to call it. So basically, I've tried this out with lots of different students. Some absolutely love being wrapped into it, and then some are just like, don't do that. So it's just you got to play it by on a case by case. But this is really, really helpful in teaching those log rolls and pencil rolls specifically. Also providing that sensory, proprioceptive and vestibular, like sensory feedback. It can be calming, but a lot of students get really excited by it too, and just they like beam and smiles. So it's a really cute one. Okay, this one. So behind, I wanted to give a shout out to Long Beach Adapted PE, who posted this initial idea. I think they were at the Colorado APE conference, which is going to be in a couple of months coming up. But yeah, that was their original idea. But I just copied it, and it's basically a climbing wall using two yoga mats taped together, and I've added some like climbing apparatus, some poles, some different stuff for like sensory feedback, imitating like a rock climbing wall. Love the free music you get in the video software. There's more pool noodles on there too. Yeah, this is the original idea. Okay, next one. Adapting ball skills. So you're dribbling and catching stuff like that. So here's a few ideas to just adapt it. Yeah, thanks for that, Brad. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff with that rock climbing wall. I really like it. Grasping release, yeah, from they can do it from the chair as well. Yeah, it's just like I think I use Velcro and just like flipped it over and just taped it so it just moves along. I've seen other people because they're taking a lot of those pull-up bars away. So people make stuff like contraptions out of PVC pipe, but if you've still got those pull-up bars, yeah, it works great. Yeah, it's no real attachment. You just kind of it's just I think Velcro together the mats with some strong Velcro. Okay, next is some basketball dribbling modifications. So on this one, I've used a pickleball net, but I've taken some pieces out just to have this strong frame. And then this thing, the strap and the bungee cords are something I got off Amazon for like $12. And you just put a ball on there to modify an adapted basketball dribble. Okay, so that's a nice, simple basketball. And I got that idea off people off Twitter as well. I forgot to credit there. So yeah, Twitter's a great place to. Yeah, right. That's a. Yeah, I can. Let me. It's on the web. Is it on the website? I'll have to find it. Yeah, give me when I'm playing a longer video, I'll look it up. The it's attached to like a pickleball net. I've just taken the net out and taken some of the middle pieces. Um, but yeah, I'll find that link and if we have like some time at the end, I'll post that. So yeah, this one is a new one. It's pretty funny. It's a true story, but my wife loves those flailing arm inflatable men. So I thought it'd be a good idea to get her one for a birthday, and it didn't really go down. But it's just like get me some jewelry instead, and you have that for your adapted PE. So I've taken it away. This was like $120, and you get the man, which you can use as like a target, and you can use it for like fun stuff in PE. But here are some ways I've used the fan from it to adapt some activities. Basketball dribble. I really like it for this catching. Really slows it down. They can focus on keeping their eyes on the ball and getting those hands around the ball. I'm excited to use that one more. Yeah, so that can be used for a ton of stuff. You could use it holding the ball up so the students can go and serve it, volleyball, bump it, spike it. They can do all sorts of different volleyball stuff with it. You could put a baseball on there and use it as like an invisible tee. And yeah, just my tip and advice for this is if you get like a fan of some sport, just try loads of different size balls because some will just fly up, but some kind of like, just hover there really nice. Like the big tennis balls you can get from Five Below, that they kind of like hover in midair and just stay there. So they're really good for certain stuff. But yeah, just try out different size, weights with your fan. I think I'm pressing the play button on there and then instead of next. Okay, so yeah, this an original idea was like Katie Smith, who made like a pinny out of Velcro. Um, and that helped her students, like who maybe needed a bit more time to get their hands around it to trap it. It would stick on there first, and then they could kind of like slow it down to get their hands around. So this is another Fairfax. It's my man Phil. He's also adapted PE teacher at Fairfax County who helped me out this summer to make a couple of videos. Yeah, really simple. You can use different size balls as well. I've got some smaller ones that fit there too. Yeah, so thanks to Katie Smith for sharing that one. Okay, so now some adapted fitness stuff. So the website's full of different modifications, ideas for adapting fitness. So the first one is using that same Velcro vest, but this time we put the balls on the floor and you can use it as a competition. Who can pick up the most balls while doing push-ups? You can do it timed if it one student at a time. Yeah, right. You want to make sure it's you're able to get it off. And it's yeah, around that area you want to kind of be careful with some students. Uh yeah, so that's the gamified push-ups. This was gamified sit-ups, and I haven't done it this year. I don't know why. I think someone broke the basketball net off the wall and kind of like never got it started back up. But we'd have a scoreboard, a timer, so students would see what score they could get in a minute, and every single student increased their sit-up score in a minute by like at least like 5, some even more. So it was really motivating that gamified sit-up. So this is really good for students who have sit-up goals too. Yeah, and also on the website we've got different ways to like adapt. So we've got push-ups, squats, sit-ups, different ways, like lots of different ways to do those. And then we've got push and pull activities, and there's all sorts of stuff on there if you look at the adaptive training category. But I'll show you the push-up progressions first. I might not be able to show you the whole thing because we're running a bit long time. There was one setup I wanted to show you. So I'm going to scoop. So this is one of my favorites, using a resistance band, the big circular ones, and I put it around the chest. And I've had students like that's their like we start off with a thick one, they do 20, then we move to a thin one, and they do 15, and then the annual goal would be to do 10 on their own. And I've seen just so much growth from my students just using this resistance band like this. So there's lots of different stuff like that. Okay, and then also on the website, there's some downloads. We've got token boards with visual cues. Hands ready. It's got the visual cues there, and then they catch it. They get to move the tennis ball into the hands. And there's about 10 different ones on the website for download. And then also super simple stations. There's a collection of 50 stations on the website to download. You print out, laminate, and it just makes like lesson planning, if these work for your students, much easier. So I'll show you this quickly. Okay. And that's pretty much for that first presentation. I think we did pretty well for time, right, Brad? If anyone's got any questions, we've got like 2 minutes before